New Mexico's public universities may have more satellites than the space program. Some have satellites in Albuquerque, where UNM, of course, has its main campus. UNM has a big new branch of its own just a few miles away in Rio Rancho, where Highlands University from Las Vegas has a satellite. And Highlands also has a learning site here in Albuquerque. Confused? Well, that barely scratches the surface of what's going on. Here's Dean Staley on special assignment.
Flexibility, the teachers, how they have many different campuses to go to.
Cassandra Morlang has found a lot to like about CNM's West Side campus in Rio Rancho. She's just out of Rio Rancho High School on her way to becoming a radiologist.
It just works with my schedule with work and stuff.
And while Cassandra lives in the most populated part of the state, even if you live in rural New Mexico, you probably have at least one option for higher education. That's because the state's colleges and universities have opened lots of satellite campuses in recent years. New Mexico State University maintains 13 separate learning sites throughout the state. UNM has 8. CNM has 5 campuses. Add in 4 for New Mexico Highlands, 2 for Eastern New Mexico, and 4 for Western New Mexico University, and you've got lots of real estate devoted to higher ed.
So that's the good side, that in the last few years this proliferation has resulted in a huge increase in geographic access.
Just take the Albuquerque area, for example. There is New Mexico Highlands branch campus here on Indian School, and just down the road you'll find this New Mexico State satellite branch. There's UNM's main campus, of course, and Central New Mexico Community College has several venues throughout the city. UNM Los Alamos has a branch campus here in Bernalillo. And don't forget the new $13.5 million UNM West campus in Rio Rancho.
And of course, right now, we're in an economic downturn, and we can't afford it.
Jose Garcia heads the state's higher education department. He admits the system is overextended.
At this rate, it's simply unsustainable. There's probably been too much building, too much leasing of space.
So why the mishmash, hodgepodge of crisscrossing campuses all over the state? Turns out the state's funding formula rewards expansion. That's right. Without teaching a single credit hour more, without graduating one more student, universities get more funding based on nothing more than the number of square feet they control. Those campuses and their satellite classrooms are expensive. The state spends $52,000 for every college graduate it produces. That ranks New Mexico 17th in the union. In all, higher ed soaks up more than 15% of the entire state budget.
There's 3 UNM campuses in Taos, New Mexico, and it's out of hand.
State Senator John Arthur Smith has been fighting expansion for years.
The bottom line is that you've had certain university presidents believe that they have total autonomy on that one and then turn around and send the legislature the bill.
The state is working on new guidelines that are expected to shift funding to reward colleges for the number of degrees they award, not the square footage they control. In the meantime, the branch campuses work for people like Cassandra Morlang, but they are a habit the state says it may no longer be able to afford.
It's a lot, it's expensive, it's non-sustainable.
On special assignment, Dean Staley, KRQE News 13.
By the numbers, New Mexico has 7 four-year public institutions, 10 branch campuses, and 8 community colleges, and that does not include all these little satellites. University presidents are discussing a voluntary moratorium on new sites, and the state is working on new funding guidelines.